this is a nightmare for any silver stacker out there, really.
Yep.
SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins. Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes.
All right, so I'm here with Alex. Thank you for meeting with me, Alex. Now, you are a stacker and you've been in the community for a while, yeah?
Yeah, probably like 4 or 5 years. It was Tommy from Stacking NYC that I bought my first purchase from.
Really?
Yeah.
And we met actually at Harry's Coin Shop probably a year ago or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through Adrian.
Yeah, through Adrian.
I was buying from him on Instagram, and he was shipping to my house, and I saw the Portland address. And I'm like, you're shipping to me, but you're literally like 2 miles down the street from me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I just thought you were busy. And I was like, no, I had no idea you were up here. When I saw Beach City, I'm thinking like California, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I met him at Harry's Coin Shop, and was like, that's just like my new regular place now.
Yeah, it's a great place to go. So the reason we're doing this video, obviously people have seen the title and the thumbnail. There was a robbery and they stole a bunch of your stack, right?
Oh yeah, probably like 70 to 80% of it.
Oh my goodness. But total amount lost, I mean, are we talking like 6 figures, everything they took?
Everything included in the house?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 100,000 about.
Oh my gosh.
They got firearms, a suppressor, all my wife's designer stuff that was in our walk-in closet, like all the perfume and cologne we've bought for the last 5 years, a lot of stuff out of the safe. They did get cash because I'm not a big bank person, so a lot of my cash was in there. They got that, and just like small stuff from around the house. They didn't take electronics, TVs, things like that, but I think they were here for the safe, knew the safe was here, and that was their main goal.
So how do you think they were aware that you had stuff? Is this, you think, someone that knew you, or because they haven't caught the people yet, right?
No, it's definitely someone who's worked on the house, like people we've had doing contract work. There was a very small amount of people that even knew we had a safe. Most of them are friends and family. There's a couple individuals, like 2 to 3, that actually knew we had a safe.
So potentially a contractor or someone who had been in your house before, you think was kind of casing the joint?
I think so, yeah. I mean, the first guy that we think comes to mind, he knew our schedules, our days off, like when we go to work, when we're off work. I mean, everything. He knew the entire layout of our house.
And so you guys are relatively new to this house and you didn't really have time to set up like your full security system, cameras. That was all kind of in the process of being set up, right?
Pretty much, yeah. We have our Ring cam, which is our living room cam, which is the one that caught pretty much all of it, you know, them carrying our stuff out, them coming in, them leaving. Our doorbell camera didn't really pick up anything. There was a Ring setting called modes that was on, I guess, from the factory, and it like kind of filters out motion. So it didn't catch anything in the street. It's like mostly just catches stuff by the door. So once I turned that off, the very next day I had like 40 different notifications for cars driving up and down our street.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, had it been on the day before, just factory setting out of the box, we would have seen the cars coming and knew that someone was at the house.
How long do you think they were in your house?
They were in here for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
They got in at about, it was like 10:20, 10:21, and they were out at 11:25. So a little over an hour.
And a lot of that time they actually spent cutting up the safe, yeah?
Yeah, you can hear it through all the video. You can hear like the grinder wheel. So one guy's main focus is cutting into the safe and trying to get into there. And then the other guy's just walking around the house, ransacking, getting whatever he can get, kind of just going through everything.
So can we see the safe?
The old one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously they flipped it over.
Yeah. When I left to work, imagine it like that, standing right here. This right here is definitely a crowbar, like maybe trying to flip it. So they had tipped it onto its side. You know, I'm surprised it didn't do more damage, but...
Yeah, you can see it kind of like scraped on the way down.
Yeah. When they flipped the second time, it definitely hit the windowsill. Like it pushed the windowsill like down into the house. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a big impact.
And then this is, I mean, all this was brand new. The paint, the trim, the carpet was brand new when we moved in.
Is this like a burn mark or something?
Yeah, I think probably like setting his grinder, whatever he was using, you know, set it on the carpet, burned it. It's crazy it's only in one spot because, I mean, that's a lot of cutting. He was cutting on this thing for a while. You can see like all the times where he hit it and like didn't get it where he wanted. So it's like the wheel cuts, you know, but.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. You know, I was actually talking to Adrian and he mentioned that the guy who sold them their safe gave him some statistics about how often safes are actually bolted down. And he said about 90 to 95% of their customers don't want to bolt the safe to the floor or wall or anything because they don't want to commit to it, or they don't want to ruin the wall or whatever. But
Yeah.
do you think if it was bolted to the floor or the wall, it would have taken them at least longer to knock it down, or?
Possibly. I mean, stuff like that, you never know.
When they knocked the safe over, were they able to get the whole door open? Because I see it's open now. How exactly were they getting the stuff out of the safe?
In my mind, because they didn't get fully open, and he had a really big pry bar. I don't know if the other guy was helping him pry it, but it was, really, really stuck over here to where, like, when I got back and it was stuck shut, I couldn't even get my arm in there. That's definitely why he got cut up, because it's just jagged all along it, And
Yeah.
so the way it was before is, 2 shelves here, all my valuables are in this top corner. You can see like the outline of my shelves. I had one there, one here, ammo cans all down that way. All my valuables were pretty much up here, like cash. A lot of my gold, silver was all stacked up. It fell, so it's laying on the back. He can see it looking through here. So he's reaching his arm in. There's blood down here. I don't know why I reached down there because it's ammo cans. So, reaching in, got cut up, got a lot of my gold, silver, stuff like that. Cash. He got my passport, my Visa, debit cards, credit cards, because I just don't carry all that stuff with me. I keep it in my safe, because I think it's safe, and if it's at home, I'm not going to lose it. So he didn't fully get into it, but luckily they gave up on cutting it, probably after getting injured and was just panicking, because the last video he runs downstairs and he's freaking out. He's on the phone talking about how his blood's everywhere, and you can hear the guy on the phone saying, just throw whatever you got in the bag and let's get out of here. It's probably not even worth it. So, thankfully he got cut, didn't make it into it, because we would have been out of a loss completely. You know what I mean? So, could be worse.
So this is the guy's blood right here? That like sort of dark spot?
Yeah, the dark stuff.
So the fact that his blood is everywhere and you have the cameras and stuff, they're probably going to catch these guys, yeah?
It's a matter of time. These dudes are unmissable in public. One's like a grandpa, you see the picture of the video, you see him again, you're gonna know it's him. The other dude is just tatted up, sleeves, like a neck tat down his jaw that goes down his neck, down to his back, just tats everywhere.
So after having gone through something just as crazy and terrible as this, what would you recommend to other stackers out there as sort of a way where they could prevent their stuff from getting stolen?
If you stack stuff and keep it in a safe, don't let it just sit in there on a shelf and float around. A lot of people probably get in that habit because they open their safe and they see it. Every time they open it, like, oh, my stuff, it's right there. Keep it in some sort of container, whether it's like gun cases or ammo cans, just something where if your safe goes through something like this, it's not floating around just all over the place. It sounds crazy and it sucks because you never see it when you open it, but at least it's there. And if, someone gets into it like this, it's probably going to be there when you get back, Looking back on it, I don't know, just being better secure. Like when moving in here, not waiting so long to get our cameras. Like if I'd had all my cameras up, I would have knew the minute they were on our property, and I could have called the police, been home in my room, in my house, and all my stuff wouldn't be like this,
What about the insurance? Because you had homeowners insurance and you had tried to make sure that all of your silver and gold was covered. Are they going to pay you out for all of this, or?
Yeah, that's a tough one. So this was the first home we'd ever bought, and I'd never owned or had like a homeowner's insurance policy. So when I set it up, I just went over all my things I wanted covered, like you tell them things you have that are valuable. I went through my firearms. I went through the gold and silver, my wife's designer stuff. We have a lot of jewelry too, but I just didn't include it because it's always with us, you know what I mean? So I wasn't worried about that. Based off the values of like everything we had, we agreed that our personal item coverage set at like 120,000 would be pretty good, because I'm thinking like if someone gets in here, they're not going to get everything, right?
Sure.
Like only a couple things are going to come missing. So 120,000 is a good spot to where like I can still get paid out for it. After this happened and I talked to him about coverage again, our firearms coverage is $3,000 and our gold and silver coverage is $300.
$300?
Insane, because I would never in the world agree to that. And it's like it makes 0 sense for my personal coverage, personal item coverage to be 120,000, but it doesn't cover anything in my house that's valuable.
Yeah.
Like in what world does that make sense? You know what I mean? My personal items is like, TVs, couches, all this stuff, anything that I brought in here, but all that stuff combined is nowhere near 120,000. So
Right.
it's just insurance companies. So check your policies and make sure you know what you're covered for, because they might be telling you one thing and then you think it's great. You don't read, I don't know, a 75-page contract, and then they get you.
So what have you done now that this has happened to kind of, make sure that it doesn't happen again? What have you changed?
Better security system. We've got, I think, 10 cameras on the house now. We can see it 360 degrees, 4K infrared at night, like night vision, so you can see like crystal clear at night. I got working locks on my gates now, which, it's not going to stop someone, but it's just buys you time. I'm going to hear someone kicking that gate. I'm going to know someone's out there now. It's not just going to be a flick and they're in it. A better garage door that they kicked open. So that's like a commercial steel one now with 12 deadbolts. The alarm system from ADT, just all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop anyone, but it's just going to buy us time, and we're going to know that people are here. Like I said, we had our Ring camera. The notifications were off because when it sees us, it's texting me, 30, 40 times a day every time it sees me. So I'm just in the habit of leaving it off. But had it been on, we would have known people were in here the minute they crossed out of the laundry room. So just check your cameras, all that stuff, make sure it's all set up and working properly the way it should be.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Alex, I really appreciate you sharing all the info with us. I'm so sorry that this happened to you guys. It's terrible. This is a nightmare for any silver stacker out there, really.
Yep.
We'll update people in the comment section down below if and when they catch these guys, and hopefully we get some resolution to all of this. All right, thanks for the time.
Thank you.